We've all heard phrases like, be strong, but not rude, or be kind, but not weak. But what do these really mean? And how can we apply them in our daily lives? In this video, we're going to break down these concepts and provide practical tips on how to embody them. We'll discuss how to be strong without being rude, kind without appearing weak, bold without bullying, humble without being shy, and proud without arrogance. We'll also share real-life examples and scenarios to help you understand these principles better. Our aim is to help you navigate your personal and professional relationships with assertiveness and respect. So, if you're ready to learn and grow, let's dive right in. Be strong, but not rude. Let's start with our first principle, be strong, but not rude. What does this mean? Strength here doesn't refer to physical power. Instead, it's about mental and emotional resilience, standing up for yourself and not allowing others to take advantage of you. However, there's a fine line between being strong and being rude. Being strong means asserting your rights and opinions without infringing on the rights and feelings of others. For example, if someone tries to push their work onto you unfairly, being strong could mean saying, I understand you're overwhelmed, but I have my own tasks to complete. Maybe we can find another solution? Notice how the response was firm yet respectful. That's the essence of being strong without being rude. Here are some tips to help you practice this principle. First, always communicate clearly and directly. Second, stand your ground but do it respectfully. And third, remember that it's okay to say no when necessary. Let's look at another scenario. Imagine a friend constantly borrows money and never pays back. A strong but not rude response could be, I value our friendship, but I can't lend you money anymore until you've paid back what you owe. Be kind, but not weak. Moving on to our next principle, be kind, but not weak. This is a concept that many people struggle with. Let's break it down. Kindness is about empathy, compassion, and treating others with respect. It's a beautiful quality that makes the world a better place. However, some people mistake kindness for weakness. They think that if you're kind, you're easy to manipulate or take advantage of. But that's not true. For instance, if a colleague is struggling with a task, you might offer to help. That's kindness. But if they start to dump their work on you regularly, you need to assert your boundaries. That's not being weak. You could say something like, I'm happy to help when I can, but I also have my own responsibilities. Let's find a way to share the workload more evenly. Here are some tips to help you practice this principle. First, always be willing to help, but know your limits. Second, don't let anyone take advantage of your kindness. And third, remember that it's okay to prioritize your needs. Let's consider another scenario. If a friend is always late and you're always waiting, a kind but firm response could be, I value our time together, but it's important for me that we respect each other's time. Can we work on this? Be bold, but don't bully. Now, let's explore our third principle, be bold, but don't bully. This is all about confidence and respect. Being bold means having the courage to express your thoughts, take risks, and step out of your comfort zone. It's a key trait for personal growth and leadership. However, boldness should never cross into bullying. Bullying involves imposing your will on others, disrespecting their boundaries, and causing harm. That's not being bold, that's being aggressive. For example, if you disagree with a team decision at work, being bold might mean voicing your concerns and suggesting an alternative. But doing so respectfully, without belittling others or dismissing their ideas. You could say something like, I see where you're coming from, but I have a different perspective. Can I share my thoughts? Here are some tips to help you practice this principle. First, always express your thoughts and ideas confidently. Second, respect others' opinions, even when you disagree. And third, remember that being bold is about courage, not aggression. Let's consider another scenario. If you're not satisfied with a service, a bold but respectful response could be, I appreciate your efforts, but I'm not completely satisfied with the service. Can we discuss how it can be improved? Be humble, but not shy. Our next principle is, be humble, but not shy. This is about understanding your worth while acknowledging the value in others. Humility involves recognizing your strengths and achievements without boasting and being open to learning from others. It's a trait that fosters growth and respect. However, humility should not be confused with shyness. Shyness often stems from fear or lack of confidence, while humility comes from a place of strength and self-assurance. For example, if you've done well on a project, being humble might mean acknowledging your success while also appreciating the contributions of others. But you shouldn't shy away from accepting praise for your work. You could say something like, "Thank you for your kind words. I'm proud of what I've accomplished, but I also appreciate the support and input from the team." Here are some tips to help you practice this principle. First, always acknowledge your achievements, but also the role of others. Second, don't shy away from accepting praise or constructive criticism. And third, remember that humility is a sign of strength, not weakness. Let's consider another scenario. If you've won an award, a humble but confident response could be, "I'm honored to receive this award. I'd like to thank everyone who supported me along the way." This achievement is a collective effort. Be proud, but not arrogant. Our final principle is, be proud, but not arrogant. This is about celebrating your achievements while maintaining respect for others. Being proud means acknowledging your accomplishments, skills, and value. It's about self-respect and self-confidence. However, pride should never cross into arrogance. Arrogance involves an inflated sense of self-importance and a disregard for others. That's not being proud, that's being disrespectful. For example, if you've achieved something significant, being proud might mean sharing your success and expressing your happiness. But it's important to do so without belittling others or acting superior. You could say something like, "I'm really proud of what I've achieved. It was a challenging journey, but it was worth it. I'm grateful for the support I received." Here are some tips to help you practice this principle. First, always celebrate your achievements, but remember everyone's journey is different. Second, don't belittle others to elevate yourself. And third, remember that being proud is about self-respect, not superiority. Let's consider another scenario. If you've received a promotion, a proud but not arrogant response could be, "I'm thrilled about my promotion. It's a testament to hard work and perseverance. I'm excited for this new chapter." Conclusion. We've covered a lot of ground today, discussing how to balance strength with respect, kindness with assertiveness, boldness with consideration, humility with confidence, and pride with humility. We've learned that being strong doesn't mean being rude, and being kind doesn't equate to weakness. We've seen how to be bold without bullying, to be humble without being shy, and to be proud without arrogance. These principles are not just about how we interact with others, but also about how we view ourselves. They're about maintaining self-respect, asserting our boundaries, and treating others with kindness and respect. Remember, it's all about balance. It's about standing up for yourself without stepping on others, about being confident without being dismissive, about acknowledging your worth without disregarding the worth of others. We encourage you to practice these principles in your daily life. It might take some time to get the balance right, but the effort is worth it. You'll find that your relationships improve, and you'll feel more confident and respected. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope you found it insightful and empowering. Remember, it's all about balance.